September's been a hell of a month for video gaming. We led off the month with the Nintendo Switch Direct with a lot of news announcements with Smash Brothers, Super Nintendo games dropping online. Of course, we had Gears 5, one of my favorite games already this year. And September 20th is a huge day. We got Link's Awakening, Nintendo Switch Lite coming out, Ni no Kuni's coming out remastered. I'm excited for that one too. But something came out on the 13th known as Daemon X Machina. And this game was viewed as one that people weren't necessarily anticipating the game. If you're like me, you're anticipating an accessory because of the game, known as the Hori Split Pad Pro. What are these? Stay tuned, find out, drop a like, subscribe, and let's dive into it. Now, if you've been following for a while, you know that this channel is going to be featuring not only stuff from the Arrowverse and comics, but gaming as well, because gaming is a huge part of my life. And specifically, I wanted to unbox and kind of go over this because I've been anticipating from a while, and there's just not much out there just yet about it. So here we are. We got this Daemon X Machina Split Pad Pro that we're going to go ahead and open up. So here we are going to open this guy up. As you kind of look from the front here, it's got the Daemon X Machina logo as well as a little bit of a picture from it. Official Nintendo licensed logo down there on the bottom left. Of course, a little bit of a side view there. And of course, you got the information on the back here kind of telling you what this is all about. It's got the full-size shoulder buttons, precision D-pad, programmable rear triggers. And this is from Hori, of course. And it's a trusty knife. Of course, cut towards yourself. That's always safe. Please do not do that. All right, so set that aside, and we're gonna go ahead and open this up. Probably won't be expecting too much here, besides the Joycons themselves. Kind of look here, you got the instruction booklet. Throw that aside, and they're both wrapped up pretty neatly in this little guy. Kind of pull out one, the right one, set it to the side, and I'll get the left one out here in a second. Do the same. And I am recording this post-production, so I'm watching myself open this up in the future. And get this guy out, and I can tell you immediately that these already feel significantly lighter than the Joy-Cons, which is kind of hard to even mention that. But the batteries itself do add a lot of weight to the controllers themselves. So these are all Sans battery. The three biggest things that you want to know if you are interested in them: no HD rumble, no amiibo support, and of course you can't use them without the Switch itself. Switch has to be attached to them to use it, and a lot of that will be a turn off to some people, me not personally. But it's kind of weird the side rails do have the select or the L and R buttons as well as a sync button. But the reason I got these are for the sticks and the D-pad itself. Playing shooters handheld just wasn't working for me. Those Joy-Con sticks are way too small. The D-pad is not a D-pad, they're just essentially face buttons. So playing platformers on this was a nightmare before, and this is exactly why I wanted this. And of course, you got the Daemon X up there on the X button, or the cross button, whatever Nintendo's gonna end up calling it. Of course, you got the assign buttons down here, turbo buttons, and then the home share buttons. Nothing new there. So all the buttons you'd expect to be on a Switch Joy-Con are there, including some extra stuff. So we're gonna go ahead and test this out, see how well we do. This is seriously like the 5th time I've tried to get into a match here. Let's are you kidding? Of course they take my boy Ruckus. Well, we're gonna try good old Hail to the Victor here. Yeah, can't say I have much Paladin's experience though. I mean, like I've said, I really limited my shooters rather, on the Switch. Just this right here alone. I play a lot in handheld mode, and I mean, just we're gonna compare them again. Just look how drastically different those sizes are on the joystick right there on the right Joy-Con. It's just, I can't play with that. I can't play that. Come on now. But yeah, haven't been able to really test it in this game just yet. But like I said, the two big reasons why this, or three rather, there's three big reasons. Obviously, the girth of this thing is huge. As we already showed you, that there's a great difference in the size between the Joy-Cons and what this is. That was number one. Number two, the twin sticks here, far bigger, much better for twin shooters, FPSs, anything that requires multiple uses of this in a precise manner rather. Needed this. This was a necessity for playing on the go, for me at least personally. And these are bigger than the Xbox One sticks for sure, and I thought those were just on the smaller side, so it was nice to see how big, and they concave just perfectly, I think, and they're very comfortable. I'm trying to think what they're comparable to. Maybe the Xbox 360 ones. The 360 had a much more wider base on their joysticks. I like it. I like the feel. Probably turn up the sensitivity a little bit to kind of make up for the little sticks I had, but I like this, you know. And then, of course, the third reason, of course, was the platformers, but we'll get to that in a second. Might mess with the sensitivity here in a second, but yeah. Oh, jeez. Help if you're good at this game, too. I mean, with Paladins, the small Joy-Cons weren't too bad, but this is far better. I feel much more in control. This is... I like this. I like this feel. I guess it depends on who you are. The Joy-Cons themselves, as I mentioned, are kind of light. These are lighter than I thought they'd be. I thought they'd be a little heftier, have a little more weight to them, but they don't. See, I'm ruckus usually, so I have no idea what I'm doing here. Double kill. Not too bad. I like the way this plays, personally. So let's jump into a platformer real quick and see how that plays. Is there a better platformer to test this on? No, there is not. So one of my biggest gripes, and I think even more so than the sticks themselves, is these atrocious directional buttons. And I absolutely get why they are like this. I mean, the whole point and the whole, you know, appeal for the Switch is that you have the two controllers right out of the box. Just split it off, you can play with a friend right away. I get that, cool. When you're playing single player, especially platformers, that thing is a nightmare. Not only when you come to hand cramping, but especially with the way the directional pad is itself. And this is already just feeling much better, a lot more comfortable. And this is the Sega Ages version, which you can do a little bit with it, but it's emulated by M2, which is doing the Sega Genesis Mini, and it is light years better than the Sega Genesis Classic collection that came out on the Switch a little while ago. Same for the PS4 and Xbox One. The emulation on there is just bad, and when I say that, I'm talking about the frame rate, pretty much frame rate, the input lag. You're going to have a lot of the input lag, and it's noticeable on games like this. Streets of Rage is another one. Sonic 2, of course. It's hard to play. In my opinion, it's almost unplayable. And if you grew up with the games, you're definitely going to think it's unplayable for sure. But this is, yeah. The overall comfort of this has just been awesome. And I'm sitting in a weird spot, so it's less comfortable because of that. But it's perfect size. I've been able to shoot around a little bit with it, been able to platform a little bit. Color-wise, it goes perfectly with it, nice and black. There's really no other way of going in a different direction, but I mean, design-wise, it kind of sucks it's not flush here. You can see it's got like that lip here, so that's kind of disappointing. On the back side here is what it looks like. It's a little more flush back here, but there's still lip as well. I'm trying to see if it looks offset a little bit, and it's really hard to tell. It doesn't look like it. Some controllers have an offset to it, so it's a little more comfortable for the right hand to kind of be sitting here to playing with this stick down here. But I think it's big enough that you don't necessarily need that. Of course, I haven't really messed with these buttons, which you can definitely map to certain other buttons as well. The assign button is specifically for that. The turbo button I won't ever use, so I'm not even commenting on that really much. Of course, you have the home button, and down here you have the screenshot button, the share button, and the minus and the plus buttons up here, and you got your two shoulder buttons. But red and black, I think, is one of my favorite color combos outside that purple and blue you constantly see on this channel. But love the color scheme, and I think it's just funny that this controller or these Joy-Cons were much more anticipated than the game it's, you know, made for, Daemon X Machina. And even got the X logo from Daemon X Machina, or the cross logo, whatever they're gonna call it. But yeah, I love the feel of it. Looks good, plays good, and I can't wait to really jump into it a lot more and kind of have my thoughts a couple months from now, maybe update then as well. But apparently I'm one of the lucky few to even get one of these, because a lot of Amazon orders were delayed. They're currently out of stock. GameStop was canceling pre-orders. They currently do not have any available on their website as well. So I'm fortunate to get this. I pre-ordered months ago, so of course I was expecting to get it. It came a day sooner than they originally scheduled the delivery. Should have got it on the 13th, as most pre-orders work that way, but I like it. Like I said, can't wait to really jump into some Doom, see if I can get a lot better than that in handheld mode. Paladins I'll probably spend a lot more time with, and of course it's going to be huge for Overwatch, but we also talked about what this doesn't have already. So if you want this, link in the description. On Amazon will show you where you can, well, at least kind of order it for now until it gets restocked. Hopefully it does, so people can get a chance to get a hold of this. This is going to be a game changer, I think, in terms of platforming, and shooters are your number one, and number two, what this is for. And obviously it was for Daemon X Machina, which is a mech game, so having these big sticks and this kind of form factor is very necessary for a game like that. But like I said, platforming, huge for me. Much more comfortable. I'll be able to play Celeste a lot more with this in handheld mode. I got a SN30 Pro specifically for Celeste, so Mario Maker will be a lot more fun on this. Of course, the Super Nintendo games are going to be even much better. And then, of course, like I said, playing the FPS games, third-person shooters, are just going to be far better just utilizing this. Alright, so to recap with the Hori Split Pad Pro Joy-Cons, there's a couple cons I have not really gone over too much that you might be interested in knowing if you decide to pick these up for yourself. HD Rumble is not there, Amiibo support is not there, as well as gyro controls, so motion aiming, that's not available. So these are specifically if you are just interested in using what is actually physically shown to you. So you got your sticks, your buttons, and your D-pad and all that. So if those are three things you like to use, keep in mind this is not that. That's not what this is for. And there are ways around it. Of course, you can slide in the Joy-Con on the other side for the Amiibo support and the gyro controls if you wanted to do that, I guess. But me personally, it's never been a part of how I game. So, but those are three things that you need to know, that if you are to buy these, those all won't be on there. No batteries, so you can't use them without the Switch itself. They have to be locked in to be able to use them. But other than that, I love them. Of course, as I already said once before, Amazon link will be in the description. And hope you can get a pair of them if you do, or if you already have them, how do you like them? Do you think they're a game changer? Do you think they're more hyped up than I'm making them? Or are you excited for them as much as I am? Leave a comment below, let me know. Drop a like, it'll really help us out. Don't forget to subscribe, get the notifications. We are going to go over the Genesis Mini this weekend. And of course, we got some Flash news and some Arrow news to kind of go over eventually too, if you're into that as well. So, again, party on.